Some people buy cars. Others buy freedom. Around the world, a quiet revolution is unfolding, nations offering something far more powerful than property itself, a second chance at life. For the price of a used sedan, you could own land that's truly yours, plant roots in a new country, and unlock residency or even a passport most people only dream about. These aren't billionaire playgrounds or shady tax havens. They're real countries with real soil under your feet, places that welcome ordinary people who dare to think differently. People who move before the crowd, invest before the headlines, and see opportunity where others see nothing but empty fields. While the world chases expensive apartments and impossible mortgages, a quiet few are buying acres, and with them independence. Because land isn't just dirt. It's proof that you exist somewhere, that you belong, that you can start over on your own terms. But here's the catch: every year these windows close. Governments tighten their rules, foreign ownership laws change, and what costs a few thousand today could vanish tomorrow. The world's last affordable frontiers are disappearing one by one. So before the door shuts for good, let's count down 7 countries where cheap land still buys you something priceless: freedom, stability, and a brand new identity. The map is changing, and your name could be on it. 7. LATVIA, the Baltic gateway to Europe. In the far north of Europe, between icy seas and ancient pine forests, lies a country few people ever think about. Yet it might be one of the smartest back doors into the European Union. Welcome to Latvia, the quiet Baltic nation, where land is still cheap, paperwork is simple, and the air itself feels like freedom. Here outside the capital Riga, the countryside stretches endlessly, dotted with wooden cottages, misty lakes, and small villages that look like postcards from another century. And the best part, in Latvia, owning land isn't just a dream for the rich. Rural plots can cost between $1,000 and $3,000 per acre, less than what many people pay in rent for a single month in Western Europe. But the real treasure isn't the soil, it's what comes with it. Latvia offers one of the most straightforward property-based residency programs in the entire EU. By investing $250,000 in real estate, you can secure a 5-year residence permit, renewable and valid across the entire Schengen zone. After 10 years, that temporary visa can become full citizenship, giving you access to live work and travel freely across 27 European nations. It's not a loophole. It's a legitimate path that's been quietly helping thousands of foreign investors build a bridge into Europe, not through crowded immigration lines, but through ownership, contribution, and trust. And Latvia rewards those who bring life back to its forgotten corners. From the old Hanseatic streets of Riga, where cobblestones still echo with medieval trade, to the serene forests of Vidzeme and Latgale, where summer light lasts until midnight. This is a land that still values peace over profit and balance over chaos. Taxes are low, bureaucracy is surprisingly light, and for digital nomads or remote workers, Latvia's EU residency offers something priceless: stability. You can base yourself here, open a European bank account, access EU healthcare, and travel freely from Lisbon to Berlin, all while living in a place where your money still stretches far. And the lifestyle. Imagine sipping coffee in a quiet Riga cafe as snow falls outside, high-speed internet, world-class architecture, and monthly costs that feel more like Eastern Europe than the West. Life here moves slowly, honestly. People value time, nature, and community. Latvia doesn't scream for attention, it whispers opportunity. And for those who listen, it offers something rare in Europe today: space, security, and a chance to belong. Europe doesn't have to be expensive, you just need to look north. 6. Bolivia, the heart of South America. Deep in the heart of South America lies a country that breathes both mystery and promise: Bolivia. It doesn't have a coastline, but it has something far more valuable: vast, untouched land, boundless natural wealth, and one of the most affordable lifestyles on Earth. Here in the green plains of Santa Cruz and the fertile valleys of Cochabamba, acres of land can be bought for as little as $500 to $2,000 less than what a single month in a major Western city would cost you. And unlike many nations that drown investors in red tape, Bolivia's door is surprisingly open. With an investment of just around $30,000, you can obtain a 3-year temporary residency leading to citizenship after 5 years of living there. No need for million-dollar villas or complex bureaucracy, only commitment, respect, and time. Life here costs barely $800 a month, enough to live comfortably, eat well, and still have money left to explore. You'll wake up to views of the Andes rising through morning clouds, or the mirror-flat infinity of the Salar de Uyuni, where sky and earth become one. Bolivia isn't polished or overdeveloped, and that's exactly its charm. It's raw, real, and alive. In the streets of La Paz, indigenous women in bright skirts sell quinoa silver jewelry and coca leaves, remnants of an ancient culture that refuses to fade. Step into a local market, and you'll find a mix of Quechua Spanish and laughter blending in the air. People greet strangers with warmth, and community means more than status or money. It's a place where your presence matters and your contribution is seen. Bolivia's strength is in its contradictions. It's one of the poorest countries in GDP yet, among the richest in lithium, silver, and natural gas. For the forward-thinking, this is a land not of limitation, but of potential. A country where owning land still feels meaningful, where a small investment can turn into a lifelong foundation. And when night falls over the highlands with the Milky Way stretching above your home, you'll realize something profound. You don't need an ocean to feel infinite. Bolivia may be landlocked, but it's open to your future. 5. Laos, the hidden gem of Southeast Asia. Tucked quietly between Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia lies a country that most travelers only glimpse from a map, yet those who come here never forget it. Laos, the gentle heart of Indochina, where the rhythm of life moves slower, softer, and somehow deeper. Here, you don't buy land. In the traditional sense, you lease it long-term for 30 to 50 years, often for as little as $1,000 to $4,000 per acre in places like Luang Prabang or Champasak. What you're really buying isn't just earth, it's tranquility. A rare corner of Asia where time seems to stand still and simplicity becomes the ultimate luxury. Through long-term land leases, foreign residents can easily apply for investment or retirement visas. A system so relaxed that renewing your stay feels less like bureaucracy and more like a friendly conversation. And once you've settled, life in Laos can be beautifully affordable. With $700 to $900 per month, you can rent a riverside home, eat fresh market food every day, and live in peace surrounded by temples, laughter, and slow-flowing waters. Everywhere you go, the Mekong River guides your path, the same river that has nourished this land for centuries. Its waters wind past golden temples, misty mountains, and sleepy villages, where monks in saffron robes walk barefoot at dawn to collect alms. There's no rush here, no traffic chaos, no endless noise, only the sound of birds' bells and the steady heartbeat of a country at peace with itself. In Luang Prabang, mornings begin with the scent of coffee and incense. In Champasak, evenings end with sunsets that paint the river gold. Locals greet you not with suspicion, but with the gentle smile of those who have nothing to prove. It's a place that doesn't compete, doesn't chase, it simply is. And for the modern expat or retiree, that's the true gift. A calm, tax-friendly nation, where bureaucracy is minimal and the soul of Southeast Asia still feels untouched. Here you can wake up to fog drifting over the Mekong right from a bamboo terrace and realize that peace doesn't have to be expensive, it just has to be real. In Laos, time slows down, but your freedom speeds up. 4. Moldova. Europe's most overlooked bargain. In the far east of Europe, tucked quietly between Romania and Ukraine, lies a country most people can't even find on a map yet. It might just be Europe's best-kept secret. Welcome to Moldova, a land of rolling vineyards, cobblestone villages, and people whose warmth is worth more than gold. Here, the price of land feels almost impossible for the continent it sits on. In rural areas, an acre costs between $1,500 and $5,000, and a cozy countryside home, the kind with a garden and a vineyard out back, can be found for as little as $20,000. For those dreaming of a peaceful European life without the Western European price tag, this is the last untouched corner of the continent. But Moldova's charm isn't just affordability, it's access. Through its residency by investment program, a contribution of around $100,000 can grant you residency, and after 5 years, the path to full Moldovan citizenship. That means visa-free travel to over 120 countries and a life inside Europe's growing economic zone, all while living in a place where life still feels human. Here, people speak both Romanian and Russian, reflecting a history shaped by empires and independence. And though it sits between the EU and Ukraine, Moldova remains one of Europe's safest, most stable, and most genuine places to live. It's a nation untouched by mass tourism, where neighbors share homemade wine instead of gossip, and farmers sell honey cheese and fruit from gardens you can see from the road. In autumn, the air smells of grapes. Golden fields stretch beyond sight, and in the evenings you'll hear laughter echoing from cellars as families press wine by hand, just as their ancestors did for generations. The rhythm of life here is simple, honest, and slow, but deeply fulfilling. For digital nomads, retirees, or anyone seeking peace, Moldova offers what Western Europe lost long ago: affordability, community, and authenticity. You can work remotely from a vineyard terrace, enjoy organic food grown by neighbors, and walk through villages where time seems to have stopped in the most beautiful way. And when the sun sets over the hills of Orheiul-Veci, glass in hand, you'll realize sometimes the smallest countries hold the biggest possibilities. A glass of Moldovan wine could be your toast to a second life. 3. Cambodia, Kingdom of Affordable Opportunity. There's a place in Southeast Asia where ancient temples rise out of the jungle, where the air smells of coffee and incense, and where opportunity comes quietly, not through fortune, but through timing. This is Cambodia, the kingdom where history and hope live side by side. Here, just outside Siem Reap or along the peaceful coast of Kampot, you can still find fertile land for as little as $1,000 to $3,000 per acre. And this isn't the kind of land locked away from foreigners. Cambodia welcomes those willing to invest, to build, and to belong. With an investment of roughly $70,000, you can secure permanent residency, and after 7 years, full Cambodian citizenship, a rarity in the region, yet remarkably attainable. The process is refreshingly simple: minimal bureaucracy, low taxes, and a government that encourages entrepreneurship and small-scale investment. Add to that a thriving expat community, an economy that's opening fast, and a population where English is widely spoken, and you begin to see why Cambodia is quietly becoming one of Asia's easiest destinations to call home. But what makes it special isn't just the numbers, it's the feeling. Here, life is gentle. Mornings begin with the slow rhythm of monks walking barefoot through quiet streets. Afternoons fade into golden sunsets over rice paddies and riverbanks. In Siem Reap, the majestic towers of Angkor Wat still stand as they did 1,000 years ago, a reminder that civilizations rise, fall, and rise again. And in Kampot, the sea breeze carries the scent of pepper farms and roasted beans from riverside cafes where time seems to melt away. Cambodia gives you what so many modern countries have lost: space to breathe and the freedom to start small without being crushed by cost. Locals are kind, smiles are genuine, and life unfolds at a pace that reminds you what truly matters: peace, health, and human connection. For the traveler, investor, or dreamer ready to plant new roots, this land offers more than ownership, it offers belonging. Here, freedom doesn't shout. It whispers through temple bells, ocean tides, and the laughter of children playing in dusty streets. You're not just buying land, you're buying peace of mind in Southeast Asia. 2. Uruguay, South America's most stable haven. If South America had a secret sanctuary, a place where life feels calm, fair, and quietly prosperous, it would be Uruguay. A small nation tucked between Brazil and Argentina, often overlooked yet admired by those who discover it. It's where Latin passion meets European order, and the result is a country that simply works. Here, land remains refreshingly attainable. In the rolling green pastures outside Montevideo, or near the coastal towns of Punta del Este, fertile farmland can be yours for $2,000 to $6,000 per acre. The government actively encourages agricultural investment, offering tax breaks and stability few other Latin nations can match. But what truly makes Uruguay special isn't just what you can buy, it's how the country makes you feel safe. To gain residency, you don't need millions. Just prove a stable monthly income of around $1,500, or purchase land to show genuine roots in the country. Within a short time, you'll have permanent residency, and after 5 years of living there, Uruguayan citizenship, one of the strongest passports in the region, becomes an attainable reality. Here, democracy isn't a slogan, it's a way of life. Uruguay ranks among the most stable, transparent, and least corrupt countries in Latin America. Healthcare is top-tier, education is universal, and civil liberties from same-sex marriage to freedom of speech are not just tolerated, they're protected. It's a country where people debate politics passionately and still share a drink together afterward. Daily life here feels easy, almost European. Montevideo moves at a calm rhythm, with seaside promenades, where locals sip mate and watch the waves roll in. Meanwhile, Punta del Este offers the elegance of the Riviera beaches, marinas, art galleries, but without the pretension or chaos. And inland, you'll find small farms where neighbors still greet each other by name and share Sunday barbecues under wide skies. Living in Uruguay is like stepping into an alternate version of Latin America, one where institutions function, streets are safe, and time still leaves room for living. It's the kind of country that makes you breathe slower, trust deeper, and plan longer. Your money stretches, your worries shrink, and your sense of belonging quietly returns. So if you've ever wished for European peace wrapped in Latin warmth, there's really only one place that fits the description. If you want Europe's peace in Latin America's warmth, Uruguay is your answer. 1. Lanka, the tropical island of second chances. Off the southern tip of India lies an island that feels almost like a heartbeat, slow, warm, and alive. Sri Lanka. The pearl of the Indian Ocean is more than just a destination. It's a place where life resets, where the air itself seems to whisper, "Start again." Here the land remains generous, along the golden coasts near Marissa, or in the emerald tea hills of Nuwara, Elia fertile plots can still be found for $2,000 to $5,000 per acre. For those ready to invest, a modest $100,000 Sri Lanka offers a residence permit, a gateway to a new life in the tropics. After 5 years, that path can lead to citizenship, giving you a permanent place in a country that seems to heal everyone who arrives. Life here moves to the rhythm of waves and tea leaves. Mornings bring the smell of cinnamon and the sound of fishermen pushing their boats into the sea. By afternoon, mist rolls over the highlands, wrapping tea pickers in a soft green fog. And by sunset, the island glows golden beaches, temple bells, and children playing barefoot along the shore. It's not luxury that defines Sri Lanka. It's serenity. Despite its modest size, Sri Lanka offers everything from beaches and rainforests to waterfalls and ancient ruins carved into rock. The cost of living remains remarkably low. English is widely spoken, and the tourism infrastructure is solid yet unpretentious. You'll find boutique villas beside the ocean, family-run guest houses in the mountains, and smiles that make you feel at home before you've even unpacked. This is a country that has endured storms, civil war, economic struggle, and nature's fury, yet somehow emerged softer, wiser, and more welcoming than ever. Here people measure wealth not in money, but in mornings, in how many sunrises they can watch without rushing. For expats and dreamers, Sri Lanka isn't an escape, it's a renewal. It invites you to slow down, to live simply, to reconnect with what truly matters. Every corner of this island feels like it's waiting for your story, your garden, your small house, your quiet piece of peace. And when dawn breaks over the Indian Ocean, with the first light shimmering across the palm trees, you'll feel it, that rare, unspoken truth that some places don't just change your address, they change your soul. In Sri Lanka, every sunrise feels like a fresh start. These 7 countries are quietly rewriting what's possible. They prove that a new beginning doesn't demand millions in the bank, only courage, timing, and a small piece of earth to call your own. Because in the end, land isn't just soil. It's freedom, the right to stand somewhere and say, "This is mine." It's opportunity, the power to rebuild your life on your own terms. And it's identity, a chance to become someone new, not by escaping the world, but by finding your place within it. Maybe your second life isn't in the country you were born, but in a quiet valley in Moldova, a beach in Sri Lanka, a vineyard in Uruguay, or a green hillside in Laos. The world is still full of doors. You just have to be brave enough to knock. So, which country would you choose to begin your new chapter? Tell us in the comments, leave a like and subscribe to Discover Globe Places Top 10, where every journey, every dream, and every new life begins with one brave decision.